Welcome back, you lovely people. Hope you're all enjoying this incredible weather. You can see I am just being out training in the garden and super pink. But most importantly, is Bitcoin getting heated up? Well, let's check it out. A lot of people on Twitter are saying Bitcoin is breaking out right now. And this is a chart from Bitcoin Archive saying that we're breaking out. So let's see if that tallies with what we are seeing. Well, unfortunately not. It is nice to see Bitcoin up over 3%. We just touched over 38,000. That is obviously nice to see that strength after all of this weakness that we've had, and we're very happy to see it. However, you can see how powerful our trend lines are because we are actually just getting rejected from this resistance level. You see my line is drawn in pretty well, I think. Let me, maybe we need to make it even tighter. So just joining, that's probably there, joining this touch here, this touch, and this, we essentially came in to touch it, and now we are getting rejected. So what comes next? Well, hopefully we test it again and then we break through, and we'll talk about what happens after that in a second. So that is certainly an option. We may get rejected and come back and challenge the bottom of this triangle. So that would probably be coming in around 34,000. And at that point, we're waiting to see if we break to the downside or the upside. And look, given the action that we've seen, given the volatility, the let's say the tentative market out there, everybody's still a little bit anxious. All options are certainly on the table. We hope that it's a clean break to the upside, but we have to wait and see what is causing this this strength over the past 4 days, really. Because we had a couple of nice days. Yesterday, we were down at one point, I believe 5%, and made most of it back. So that was certainly bullish. And today we're putting in higher highs. So sentiment does seem to be shifting. But of course, we need to see that follow through, and we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. It does help that there are events like the 2021 Bitcoin conference that is starting today. And I believe some of that sentiment is flowing into the market, but more so all those people on the sidelines with cash on the sidelines that are waiting to see what move Bitcoin makes next. The more strength we put in, the more likely it is that they're going to come back into the market and start squeezing the price up. So if we do go to the upside, and I'm just watching the price now, we are squeezing up as we speak. So maybe when we're doing this video, we might take out that resistance level. So if we do, what are we looking at? Well, we have a really important level here. It comes in around $41,000. That will be a key level. I know a lot of people who are calling for Wyckoff distribution are also looking at that level to get rejected and make a lower low. So it will be a very important level for us to clear. Hopefully we do that as cleanly as possible. And as you know, the really key levels that we're looking at for our base case scenario is around $49,000 to $52,000. So how have we got those levels? Well, we have some very clear resistance levels in here, about 49 and about 51,000. And we have this downward sloping trend line that's going to come in at a similar sort of level. So we will actually be looking something like, don't often use this functionality, but that area is going to be critical for us. I would expect that to be difficult for us to get through, but when we do get through it, then we are in the all clear pretty much, and we're looking towards the all-time high and towards 6 figures at that point. So that's what we're looking at. over the next, hopefully over the next couple of weeks. And the other reason why we're looking at those levels, if you remember the road to recovery that we drew in, and at the moment we are behind where we expected to be. So we drew this in around the bottom of the capitulation, and we're looking again at that level $50,000 to $51,000 based on the recovery in 2017 and 2013. So what have we done so far? Well, we started the recovery and then we've made it about halfway and we've come back down and now we're going again. So there could be one of two things happening, in my opinion. Number one is that we've put in this first move and it was just a lot less than we expected. We've also put in the pullback, which is this one here. And now we're beginning our move upwards, which would take us eventually towards the all-time high. I think more likely is, I'm just coming to the weekly view. So on the weekly view, what I'm looking at here is that we're essentially 1 week behind where we expected to be. What do I mean by that? Well, in 2013 and 2017, in the week after the capitulation, we put in this big move to about $51,000. And this time, it feels like we've taken an extra week to consolidate. And I think that's perfectly understandable given the fear that was in the market. This was quite a dramatic series of events. And there's a lot of people still sat on the sidelines waiting and watching. So we haven't moved as quickly as we expected. But if we do continue with this strength that we're seeing at the moment, I do feel that capital is going to rush back in. Leverage is going to build back up again, and we'll probably squeeze up quite quickly to that level we're looking at. And then we'll be back on track and looking at our base case scenario. So I think we're certainly still, everything is in play. Our base case is still our base case, and we're enjoying the strength over the past 4 days. If we do break to the downside, we get rejected, we come into the our bottom trend line of this triangle here, then as we've talked about in this video, this is going to be key. It's probably going to be coming in at around $34,000. If we break 34,000 to the downside, then that is certainly a warning sign and it will put us on red alert. And then if we make a lower low, so if we take out $30,000, then our base case is broken, the halving model is broken, and we'll be recalibrating. It doesn't mean the bullish case for Bitcoin is broken, but it means that this series of events means that we need to completely reevaluate how we were approaching our targets. Now, I'm not expecting that to happen. I'm expecting our base case to play out. I'm expecting us to come quite quickly into this $50,000 to $52,000 level. Where is it? Here, into our orange triangle. And based on what happened in 2013 and 2017, I would expect us to get rejected out of here, come back in and test somewhere around 40 to 42,000. And then at that point, we start making, we take out this level, we then take out the all-time high, and then we're setting our next range of targets. And that will be, you know, probably looking at $80,000 or so. We'll do the maths at that point for our next wave up. And then sooner rather than later, we'll be looking at the cycle peak around mid-October. Target still coming in around $300,000 at this point. But of course, we need to continue with the strength that we're seeing today and hopefully see that through to take out these really important levels, make sure that the repair is in place, and then we can start really being confident and looking to the upside and looking to mid-October. So whilst we're speaking, the market is showing really nice strength. We may actually do what Bitcoin Archive was saying that we're doing, which is breaking out. I think we are close. If we put in, you know, another good % or two, we could be looking at that breakout. And who knows, we may squeeze, once we take out this sort of level, that capital on the sidelines may rush in quickly, or we may squeeze it very quickly, but we'll have to wait and see. But our base case is clear, and I have written or put out a tweet earlier saying that we're not really in the consensus, because the consensus opinions seem to be that we're going to consolidate sideways for months. So those people probably think we're going to get rejected here, or 41,000 and continue sideways for months, or that we're heading down and taking out the low. That would be looking like a Wyckoff distribution. But I expect this will be one of the times where the market surprises everybody. But of course, if it does play like that, it won't be surprising us, because it is something that we've been laying out now for a while, and is completely aligned with what we've been talking about since the beginning of the bull market, really, and in the Bitcoin playbook. So if you haven't watched the Bitcoin playbook yet, it is in the description. Go and check it out. It's all still valid. And yeah, perfect. Thank you for watching and supporting, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.